Hello, boys, girls, ladies, gents, and all 56,000 genders that there are nowadays, and welcome to the third episode, chapter, and installment of the Chubby Mexican Podcast with your host, Homer here. Another beautiful day, another beautiful year. It's 2025, January 11th, or January the 11th, sorry. And, we're at 376 subs. We've gained 20 subs since the start of this new year, primarily due to my live streams, the Luigi Mangione, aka Linguini Rigatoni, aka the CEO Killer, you know. And free our boy Luigi, as always. I'll always have that up there. And the reason why, I'm gonna talk a little bit about our Saint, Savior, and Lord, Saint Luigi, and talk about just the situation that's going on right now. From what I know, the last thing I heard was he pleaded not guilty, and they had the whole Gotham like esque scenarios of bringing him in like he's some sort of fucking terrorist, dude. And the truth is, man, like, bro, any CEO can get it at this point, bro. It makes no sense how companies keep tripling their quarterly reports and shit like that. Well, thousands of people are literally dying from fucking terminal illnesses like cancer and I don't know. Like, I don't know if HIV is still a thing, honestly. I haven't heard about it in a long time. But, there's plenty of diseases out there, man. There's plenty of diseases out there, and there's plenty of worry about, like, the insurance claims and everything. I don't know, insulin and shit like that. That's what I hear, right? I'm not well researched. I'm not going to pretend like I am because that's just going to take away credibility from what I'm saying. All I'm trying to say is that the systems are rigged, right? The medical system, the educational system, the prison system, every immigration, like, it's all fucked in this country. It's all a ploy to earn some sort of money from people's suffering, and it's pretty goddamn vile. But I mean, that's just the nature of human beings, right? It's like with great power comes great responsibility, and a lot of people just don't know how to handle it, dude. More on like what's going on with the channel though. I'm enjoying all the live streams I'm doing. I'm just having a little bit of trouble with modding right now, especially my Skyrim. Skyrim is just like one of those things, it's the latest, I think, update was 1.664, and a lot of mods that I'm looking are like 1.61 and all this shit, and like some work and some don't, so I have to like really look into it and get back into the mod list. But as far as Fallout New Vegas goes, that one's pretty easy to mod. It's pretty goddamn stable. I haven't crashed a single time, I think, since I played it. And I don't know. I just like to give a special shout out to anybody that's listening, that's been watching the live streams too. Rajin, Jackson, Blitzy, Goobs, Crystal. It's a commenter, like all the people that are like coming through and watching the show, and anybody that's listening to the podcast. I definitely appreciate that support as well. I don't know, man. I always try to come to these podcasts as a way to reach out and connect with people, and anybody who's listening can listen to this and realize that there's other people out there in the world that are critical thinkers without having to be at celebrity status. Everyday Joes can be extremely expressive and articulate and have this extensive vocabulary without having to pursue upper education. And that's the way that I feel about the educational system in a nutshell. I don't know. I'm a college dropout, right? I only went to like junior college, which kind of feels like I'm a middle school dropout nowadays. That's the equivalent anyway. You go to community college for like a year and a half, and you're like, man, this is kind of stupid. I'm like relearning shit that learned in high school, and I know for sure isn't going to help me in the real world. Or, like, it's not going to help for a 9 to 5. It's not going to help for a lot of things. That's the thing about education, right? It should be free. If it was free, it would make sense to go to school. If it was free, we would have such an educated populace. But the thing is, like, an educated population can be really dangerous to people in power. It exposes people at the very top who are exploiting the rest. And with the wealth inequality in this country being as bad as it is, it's pretty insane. It's insane how, like, anything outside of California or New York or Florida or Texas is kind of like shitty to live with. It's the same thing. I'm from Mexico, so the same thing happens in Mexico where the wealth disparity is insane as well. Where you have like states that are super super wealthy, and then you have other states that look like, I don't know, like there's places in Mexico states where you can make as much as like cities like Paris, but then other states are like, Iraq in like the early 2000s. It's pretty bad. And I also like, I don't want to offend anybody, with the way that I express myself, whether it's the live stream or whether it's the podcast. I always try my best to look at things objectively, and I understand that in any concept and any ideology and any scenario in life, it's never black or white. As you get older, you start to, piece things together, right? You start to realize that education is only a tool set for you to express your ideas, and not everybody needs it. Not every That's the truth. Like, not everybody needs to learn chemistry if all you do is work at a fucking coffee shop. It could help, it could give you creativity, like, in the sense of, oh, like, I learned this in chemistry class, so I can apply it to this. And that's perfect. You should always pursue that. That's the thing, though. It's like there isn't a single dimensional way of learning. There is so many different types of intelligence. There's spatial awareness, there's memorization, there's interpretation of information. There's like so many different ways to look at intelligence. I've stopped looking at intelligence as in I read a book, I memorize it, and then I take a test. That is such an old school way of thinking. It just makes no sense to me. What did Nicholas Tesla say? Their life can be sought out through energy, vibrations, and frequency. Well, that's an interesting quote because it brings us to this topic, right? Like when you meet somebody and you pick up on their energy and you realize that their wicked smiles and their nice words don't really mean shit because it doesn't reflect exactly what their actions are like. You realize that's energy. Vibrations, well, you talk about vibes all the time, right? You're in a group and it's not the same thing as energy. Vibes are like a product of your environment, not necessarily someone. Someone can have a cool vibe, but it's like, oh, they're a cool vibe because how they grew up or what they grew up around or who they grew up around really, really solidifies their worldview and their perspective, and it gets more broadened, right? Like it's with a broadened horizon in terms of how you view things in life, it can really exponentially grow your mindset. And I know that sounds like a lot of bullshit and a lot of yada 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 yada. But it's true, man. As I gotten older, I realized that being able to expose myself in the sense of like being vulnerable around different people and different walks of life will teach you that some people will take advantage of that and other people will appreciate that and admire that, and they'll meet you halfway, right? If I'm honest with somebody, if I'm true, if I'm vulnerable with somebody, like it lets their guard down and it lets me kind of get into their psyche and realize how they think and what they think about constantly, what's bothering them, what sort of traumas they've gone through. And it's interesting, bro. I've met people within a week telling me about like their bullying story or their essay stories or, shit that's like so fucking personal and deep. And you could tell they never really tell anybody. And yeah, a lot of people have the habit of trauma dumping on me, but I don't necessarily mind, dude. At this age, I'm turning 30 this year, y'all. It's an age, I think 30 is that age where you actually start becoming an adult. Like, I feel like your 20s are so fucking weird, dog. Like your 20s are so strange. The 20s are so strange because you're still kind of a kid, but you're legally not viewed as a kid. Like you can go to trial and shit, like be tried as an adult, but you don't feel like an adult, man. Your 20s, you don't feel like an adult. You feel very, very much like, I don't know, still a kid, dude. You still rely so much on maybe not like your parents financially, but because you're working in your 20s, but you depend on them for a lot of. Oh my god, fucking allergies, bro. It's always around the beginning of the year. Anyway, and I just got a haircut, so maybe that's it too. Also, like the haircut I got isn't too bad, I got it from some like random Asian lady that I. It was the only fucking like haircut place that was open around my house. There's a cool haircut place around my house, but it's so expensive and it's fucking packed all the time. I might go there next time though. It's worth a good haircut. The problem is my hair grows so fucking fast, dude. My hair grows within like 2 weeks. I have a full-on Brazilian bush, on the top of my head, but. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. People are interesting, bro. Like, you can't trust anyone. Like I said, energy, frequency, vibrations. We gotta be on the same fucking energy, same vibe, and same frequency, and then we can vibe, dude. Whether you're just my friend or whether you're a girl that's interested, and I don't know, man. At this point in my life, I've also been thinking about like my love life and shit like that. And I think at this point, man, I know that I can flirt. I know that I can put on the charm, spit some game, and get laid. That's not the problem anymore. That's what you learn your whole 20s. And that's what in your 20s, that's what you learn. How you learn how to go to bars and have fun and be social and make connections. It's great. But in your 30s is when you start truly, truly investing. The problem is, man, I'm so broke and I'm turning 30. Like, I spent so much money going out, buying girls drinks, buying girls food, buying myself drinks and food, and smoke weed every day. But, I just spend it on so many shitty habits, dude. And I did work out in my early 20s. I lost like fucking 30, 40 pounds. Within a month, it was some ridiculous shit. And I mean, I was partying, I was drinking, I was doing this and that, and I was getting laid and shit. And, it's cool. Like, it's fun. And I can't get back into it. It's just work. At the end of the day, it's fucking work, dude. But I saw a Joe Rogan video the other day that, like, made me really, really think, dude. He was talking about, see, Joe Rogan's fucking smart. He just likes to act like a dumb guy, which is fine. Like, I get it. It's a self-preservation tool. I get it. But he was saying that instead of going hella hard at the gym, go little by little, increments by increments, and then it's not like he was saying anything rocket science here. He wasn't dropping some Elon Musk knowledge, but it was it makes sense. And sometimes if you look at life, if you overcomplicate simple things in life, you just are going to have a bad time, dude. Not everything needs to be over exaggerated in terms of having insane foresight to get something out of it. You can learn a lot of things from simple things, man, from simple ideologies and simple processes. But yeah, Joe Rogan was talking about like going little by little, and I think that's what's beautiful, because when I go to the gym, bro, I do go to the gym and I go in hard, bro. Like, no lie, like David Goggins and shit. I go there and I run like 4 or 5 miles, which isn't great. Like, it isn't a lot, but I mean that's pretty good for somebody my height, my weight. And then I'll do weights, whether it's free weights or whether it's what's it called? Whether it's free weights or whether it's running, whether it's fucking the machines or whatever. Right now I'm only working at Planet Fitness. Is all I can afford, dude. Can't afford anything else. I'm so goddamn broke. Man, I'm tired of saying that shit on the internet. Anyway, but it's true, bro. Like, that's why I'm like streaming. That's why I'm like doing YouTube and all this shit. Like, eventually I'll be able to monetize it. Eventually, there'll be donations coming in and sponsors and all that, blah, 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 good ass jazz. That's great. Right now, it's just the fun era. It's just the part of the channel where, that evolution of man, like, we're Homo habilis right now. We're trying to get a Homo sapien, bro. But it's not gonna happen overnight, bro. Just like Joe Rogan was saying, it's little by little, like putting in the work little by little. The problem is, like, some days you don't want to stream, bro. I gotta stream every day. I got to, even when I'm gonna start work on Monday, and it won't be that crazy work. It's just a little coffee shop, but it's brand new, right? And there is opportunities to work, so the workload will eventually get good if I make that place popping. And that's the thing about me. Anywhere I work, bro, I notice that anywhere I work, I bring customers, bro. Like, and that's the thing, right? Like, if you have good music, if you have a sick menu, good food, good quality coffee, good customer service, there should be no real reason why your business will go under. It's when you stop overlooking one of those things that, you start to plummet as a small business, especially. And that's the thing, right? Like, I worked with these two cats, right? These two Latino cats, and they were cool, bro. Like, they were sick. Like, they came up with their own, like, little coffee shop idea, and it was a father and son, and the father and son, they each had a store to look over, and I was their only employee, and they were in the process of opening up a third one, and these fools were making, bro, I shit you not, bro, these fools were making, like, $2,000 sales days sometimes, and I'm just like, bro, like, how the fuck do you, like, get to that point, but you're not capitalizing on it, And they're like, oh, like, we can afford to pay you more and all this. We can afford to, like, get another worker. And it's like, bro, like, like, if you don't capitalize on, like, moments like that, your business is gonna fail, dude. Yeah, it's nice to, like, take a little break here and there, but you gotta learn how to hustle too, bro. I'm a Mexican, bro. My genetics turn on like that. You know, the second I see people into my door, I want to get to work. I want to stand on business, bro. That's the thing. Mexicans stand on business, bro. That's why, we badass chingones and shit. And we like in the farming fields and all that shit, feeding America, bro. That's why I don't understand the whole Donald Trump thing. Like, I wouldn't understand how you're going to deport all these folks, educated or not, and you expect things to get better. Tariffs, such a bad idea, bro. Like, such bad idea after bad idea. And then you have the richest man in the world, bro, to, like, back you up when he's kind of been taking L's, bro. Elon Musk has been taking L after L after L, bro. Anyway, that's up for our 15 minutes of fame here. The reason I'm turning these podcasts into 15 minutes is because you guys don't fucking understand how hard it is to keep yapping for 15 minutes and make that shit entertaining, okay? Damn. Motherfuckers, give me a break. Anyway, it's been your boy Homer here. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Quick little episode, just give a recap on what's happening. Beautiful brand new year. I hope everybody's having a beautiful, beautiful day, night, evening. Take care of your loved ones. Spend as much time as you possibly can with them, because you never know when your last day is for them, for us, for me especially. Come on, bruh. Definitely stay tuned for my upcoming live streams. The Linguini Regatani live stream will be up very, very soon. It's usually try to keep it up at 6 p.m. Last night was the only time where I didn't upload Linguini Rigatoni stream, and I felt really, really bad. Not in the sense of like, oh man, my subscribers, no, it's more like, oh man, like I kind of like the consistency that I was heading into. That's the thing, you gotta live stream even when you don't feel like it. That's the secret. The secret live stream everything, even if you think it's ass, you gotta live stream to live stream to live stream, bro. Live stream my life. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to post this up today, very, very soon. Don't forget to like, sub, comment, and share all my videos, all my live streams. Follow me on Twitch. I have all the socials up there, IR. And, peace.